Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Metropolis After Hours. I'm Glenn Cook.
I'm Gilbert.
I'm Cristina Valenzuela.
Christina is actually the spokesperson, spokes character for Bandai America? Bandai America?
Bandai of America. Doing a couple of promotional videos, a couple of voices.
And she also works here at the store every so often. So, so you can usually catch her on Sundays, but she fills in here and there and everywhere. Yeah. So this week, we don't really have anything to say. So thanks for joining us. And no.
Don't get any funny ideas.
So this week, one of the things that we've touched on in the past is violence in comic books and how much is too much. And I'm not really sure that I ever want to say that something shouldn't be made or shouldn't be done. But one of the things that touched off the discussion in the first place was Kick-Ass, with the movie coming out. And I was saying I'm sure that Kick-Ass, the movie, is going to be way less violent than Kick-Ass, the comics. One can only believe, because wow, it doesn't get much more violent than that. But this week in Justice League Cry for Justice,
the big pivotal book that everybody's talking about.
I'm gonna go get it. Okay, so Cry for Justice. Well, this book, yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty graphic in a couple of ways.
Well, this book.
That's nothing compared to a lot of other books.
This book has been kind of interesting. It's been the story of a supervillain named Prometheus, whose identity is not really that secret, I guess, but he decides that he's going to plant a bunch of bombs or a bunch of devices that are going to destroy cities. And he targets Coast City, the home of Green Lantern. He also targets Star City, the home of Green Arrow. And eventually he attacks Green Arrow's son, Roy Harper. And actually, okay, spoiler. Okay, he attacks Green Arrow's son, who is also known as Red Arrow or Speedy, Arsenal, various different names. He's also an archer, the same as Green Arrow is. And he amputates his arm. And so that is bad enough, but in this episode, he also is responsible for the death of Roy's daughter, Leanne, Green Arrow's granddaughter.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so that is about as much as Green Arrow can take. And I'm going to show the page now.
Uh-oh.
It is really shocking.
But not necessarily presented that graphically.
But not really presented that graphically, and here it is. It's this panel right here. And you can see that Green Arrow waits until Prometheus is alone. They had to release him in order to make him stop. But Green Arrow wasn't satisfied. He couldn't let him go. And so he lets fly, and he puts a crossbow or a steel-tipped arrow shaft right through his head. So now we have to deal with the
fugitive Green Arrow.
The ramifications. This leads into a big story coming up this summer called The Hunt for Green Arrow.
Starring Harrison Ford.
That would be amazing.
And I'm sure that the movie will be awesome. But no, there's no movie plans that I know of. But anyways, that's, it's kind of generating a lot of buzz and a lot of controversy right now. And so, is it a hero if he kills somebody?
Well, I have to admit, I'm not a fan of Green Arrow. I don't like Green Arrow.
Okay.
Anybody who would cheat on Black Canary is an idiot.
Yeah, dumb.
Basically, so I don't agree with him politically all the time. So he's not a character that I really like. But then at the end of the day, I can't help but sympathize. If somebody killed my granddaughter, I'd probably want his blood too. So it's kind of a toss-up. But at the end of the day, I don't care that much. I'm busy reading Flash. So.
And so let's talk about Flash. Flash is still going very strong.
Yeah, Flash Rebirth, we've had a complete sell-through, so if you haven't read Flash Rebirth yet, we're getting more copies in. Come on by, we'll hook you up with a complete set. Now, Flash Rebirth deals with the return of Barry Allen, the Flash who gave his life in 1985 for the multiverse in Crisis on Infinite Earths. He's certainly my favorite Flash, because if you've never seen the television show, the live-action show, he was the star. So basically, Barry Allen has been brought back, and it deals with his how he adapts to how the universe has changed without him. And Flash Rebirth was fantastic. It brings back his arch nemesis, Professor Zoom, the Reverse Flash, who is an evil punk, for lack of a better word.
He's very bad. He's actually traveling through time and doing things to change the timeline and alter Barry Allen's future. So it's.
Let's just say
so the Flash is trying to deal with him doing that, and he's trying to beat him to it. And
yeah, it's like Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker, what an evil punk he is. He's the Heath Ledger Joker to Barry Allen's Flash.
Yes.
So he is definitely a worthy foe. I personally think DC should build an event where the whole universe is taking on Professor Zoom because he's just that big.
Yeah, and he's really bad. Yeah, really bad. So he's so fast. He's almost as fast as the Flash, and he's got this thing where he can phase and time shift, and so he's just he's a very big threat. So,
but the really cool thing is Rebirth has wrapped. It was a 6-issue miniseries, so now this month, March, we'll see the release of Flash Secret Files and Origins, written by Jeff Johns, that will get you up to speed with how the Flash universe has changed. And then next month, Flash #1, starting a brand new series with Barry Allen back in the lead.
And not only that, but if you buy that issue, you can get
your very own Flash
ring.
A Flash ring.
Cool, yes.
For people who don't know, Barry Allen keeps his Flash costume in a ring. Wally doesn't do it.
Super compressed, because he's...
I'm liking all these rings.
Yeah,
so
it's very cool.
He ejects the ring, his costume flies out and expands, and then he gets into it at super speed.
Oh, and by the way, Brightest Day #1 is going to ship with a white Green Lantern ring too. So it's not a Green Lantern ring if it's white. So it's a white Lantern ring, and it's going to come with the white ring also. So, and also we were talking about those cool light up ones. That is also going to include the white ring at no additional charge. So it'll be all of the rings of the spectrum.
DC knows how to do
$59.95. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so Cristina was going to talk about Scott Pilgrim, because that's coming out as a major motion picture too.
I've kind of fallen out of the superhero comics for now, and I'm taking a dive into the more indie scene. And this is a great comic. It's really funny, very well written. It took me a while to get used to the art style, which is kind of plain, as you can see. But after the first couple volumes, it's really charming. The art style itself.
I think so too.
Yeah, the story is great. It's about Scott Pilgrim, who's a normal kid dating a high schooler, and basically he meets the girl of his dreams, but he has to battle her evil ex-boyfriends in order to date her. And like Gail said, the movie's coming out soon. Brandon Routh is going to be in it.
Michael Cera.
Michael
Cera is
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't see him.
Come on, he's a good actor, and that's what's really important.
I saw him as more scruffy, and I don't know.
I think he's going to be really fun because he's super nerdy, and that's the whole thing with Scott Pilgrim, is that he's super nerdy, and so he's not really very buff and very athletic and stuff. He's got to rely on his brains,
Brandon Routh, though, that's what's going to make.
He's
but well, speaking of Brandon Routh, the interesting thing is they've decided that with the new Superman movie they're going to move forward on. Brandon Routh will not be approached to be Superman again. But the fun thing is, not only is he in Scott Pilgrim, but he's going to be the star of a new comic book movie called Dylan Dog, which is based on the cult Italian comic book about, he's basically like a Sin City style Ghostbuster. He goes after the paranormal. He's like Hellboy. He goes after the paranormal, but he doesn't have ultra fancy weapons, and that's very good for Brandon Routh. I'm very excited that even though he's not going to be Superman anymore, he will have a chance to continue in comic book films.
Right, and Dylan Dog is a great little book. So if you're interested in that, we can also get that for you. That's a special order item. You just have to ask for it.
So come by Scott Pilgrim, Cry for Justice, and
Flash Rebirth.
And Flash Rebirth, which I still have to read.
Flash.
Okay. I can't. It's really hard to say.
Diction. Yeah.
Flash.
Very important. We believe in our.
Pretty. She's so pretty.
We believe in our diction here at Metropolis Comics. We also believe in selling you great comics. So if you're interested, come on by.
Even if you're not interested, I guarantee you will be mine.
Stop at the shop if we even sign autographs. So come on down, check us out. 16509 Bellflower Boulevard, Bellflower, California. See you later, guys.
Bye.